It's not quite a deal, but perhaps a bit more than a truce. U.S. President Trump defending the progress made between U.S. and China over the weekend on trade, tweeting in part, under a potential deal with China, they will purchase from our great American farmers practically as much as our farmers can produce. Now, there has been a bit of a pushback to what the U.S. has agreed to or not agreed to, or the fact that it's not an agreement exactly on U.S. terms from people in the U.S. Congress, and also the administration seems still split. U.S. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin has been defending it, whereas Robert Lighthizer, the U.S. Trade Representative, and others have been a little bit more skeptical. This is what Steve Mnuchin, the Treasury Secretary, said just 24 hours after the Chinese delegation left.
It is a framework agreement. It is an agreement. Secretary Ross has to go over and turn that into a signed piece of paper.
And as the Treasury Secretary said, obviously Wilbur Ross, the Commerce Secretary, and others will be traveling to Beijing in the not-too-distant future to put details on this potential deal as well. The good thing for now is that $50 billion worth of tariffs on Chinese goods at 25% will not be imposed. The $100 billion list seems to be on hold as well, as does potentially the restrictions on Chinese investment into U.S. technology. There was a report due in the next 24 hours. We'll see where that goes, but that seems to be on hold as well. Now, China's Vice Premier Liu He gave an interview to CGTN's Wang Guan before he left, stressing that this progress is actually going to help U.S. and China as well meet in the middle.
We are focused on some concrete issues, such as agricultural products and energy products export to China. You know, in China, the Chinese people really like to buy more, and the Chinese market will become the largest world market.
There are still sticking points here in the U.S., especially Chinese access, of course, to U.S. high tech and the future of ZTE, the telecoms company that was banned for 7 years from buying U.S. components after breaking a sanctions-busting deal as well. So there's still lots to be worked out. And by the way, Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi will be here in Washington this week. Nathan King, CGTN at the White House.